The 2024 presidential election is already shaping up to be a historic showdown. Former President Donald Trump is seeking a return to the White House. His opponent? None other than Vice President Kamala Harris, stepping up as the Democratic nominee. The nation is on the edge of its seat, bracing for a clash of titans. This isn't just about policy, it's about personality, legacy, and the future of America. The stakes are higher than ever. Trump, a master of disruption, is eager to rewrite his legacy after his 2020 defeat. Harris, a seasoned prosecutor with a reputation for toughness, is determined to forge her own path. The political landscape is volatile, the nation is deeply divided, and the world is watching. This election is about more than just red versus blue, it's about two fundamentally different visions for America. Trump, the outsider, promises to shake up the establishment. Harris, the pragmatist, pledges stability and progress. The battle lines are drawn, and the fight for the White House is on. Get ready, America, because this election is going to be one for the history books. Their backgrounds, their styles, their very approaches to politics couldn't be more different. Trump, the brash businessman, thrives on chaos and confrontation. He's a showman, a master of the deal, and he plays by his own rules. Harris, on the other hand, is a meticulous lawyer and a skilled politician. She's deliberate, measured, and known for her sharp intellect. Where Trump shoots from the hip, Harris carefully weighs her words. These contrasting styles are already on full display in the 2024 race. Trump's rallies are boisterous affairs, fueled by grievance and resentment. Harris, meanwhile, is running a more traditional campaign, focused on policy and persuasion. It's a classic clash of styles. The outsider versus the insider, the showman versus the strategist. Who will prevail? Only time will tell. Their paths are littered with controversies, missteps, and decisions that have left some voters wary. Trump's presidency was a whirlwind of scandals, investigations, and impeachments. His rhetoric often veered into divisive territory, alienating many Americans. Harris, too, has faced her share of criticism. Her record as a prosecutor has been scrutinized, with some questioning her commitment to criminal justice reform. Her time as vice president has also been marked by challenges, as she's grappled with a divided Congress and a global pandemic. These past controversies are casting a long shadow over the 2024 race. Trump's supporters are quick to dismiss his transgressions, while his detractors see them as disqualifying. Harris, meanwhile, is working to convince voters that she's learned from her past and is ready to lead. The weight of history is heavy on both candidates. Will they be defined by their past, or will they be able to convince voters that they've changed? The money game: fundraising and endorsements. In the high-stakes world of American politics, money is not just a tool, it's a lifeline. Money talks in American politics, and the 2024 election is no exception. The ability to raise funds can make or break a campaign, influencing everything from advertising reach to grassroots mobilization. Both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are working tirelessly to fill their campaign coffers, knowing that every dollar represents a chance to reach voters. Their strategies, however, differ significantly. Trump, with his devoted base of small-dollar donors, has proven to be a fundraising juggernaut. His ability to galvanize his supporters into contributing small amounts repeatedly has given him a steady stream of funds. His rallies double as cash cows, and his online presence allows him to tap into a vast network of supporters. This digital strategy has been particularly effective, enabling him to reach millions with just a few clicks. Harris, meanwhile, is relying on a combination of grassroots donations and support from wealthy donors. Her campaign is focused on building a broad coalition, appealing to both small donors and big-ticket contributors. She's also benefiting from the backing of powerful Democratic organizations, eager to see her defeat Trump. These organizations bring not just money, but also strategic support and voter mobilization efforts. Endorsements are another key measure of a campaign's strength. They provide not only financial support, but also legitimacy and influence. Trump has secured the support of many high-profile Republicans, including several former rivals. These endorsements help solidify his standing within the party and attract more donors. Harris, meanwhile, has been endorsed by a who's who of Democratic leaders, from former President Barack Obama to rising stars like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. These endorsements amplify her message and broaden her appeal. The money race is tight, and both candidates are pulling out all the stops. From lavish fundraising dinners to grassroots events, every effort is being made to outdo the other. Who will outraise and outspend the other? The stakes are incredibly high, and the financial arms race is more intense than ever. The answer could very well determine the outcome of the election. In a landscape where money equates to influence, the candidate with the deeper pockets may have the upper hand. The 2024 election isn't just about the candidates, it's about the movements that propel them. Grassroots movements have become a powerful force in shaping political landscapes, often driving the narrative and influencing policy decisions. Both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are tapping into powerful forces within American society, harnessing the energy of grassroots activists and organizations. These movements are not just about supporting a candidate, they represent a broader struggle for the direction of the country. Trump's base remains fiercely loyal. His supporters are not just voters, they are a movement. They see themselves as part of a larger cause, fighting against what they perceive as a corrupt and out-of-touch establishment. Fueled by a potent mix of economic anxiety, cultural resentment, and a deep distrust of the establishment, these voters see Trump as a champion for their values. They believe he speaks for the forgotten Americans and are determined to see him re-elected. They're organized, they're passionate, and they're willing to go to the mat for their candidate. Their commitment is evident in their tireless campaigning, from attending rallies to engaging in heated debates online. Harris, meanwhile, is drawing strength from a diverse coalition of voters, including women, minorities, and young people. Her campaign is a reflection of America's changing demographics and the growing demand for inclusive representation. She's also energized by the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, which sees her as a potential champion for issues like climate change, healthcare, and economic inequality. These activists are pushing for bold reforms and see Harris as a vehicle for their aspirations. Both candidates are working to mobilize their bases, knowing that turnout will be key in a close election. They understand that every vote counts and are investing heavily in grassroots organizing. They're holding rallies, knocking on doors, and using social media to connect with voters. The digital age has transformed campaigning, allowing candidates to reach millions with a single tweet or post. The 2024 election is a battle for the soul of America, and it's the people who will ultimately decide its outcome. This election is not just a choice between two candidates, it's a referendum on the future direction of the nation. The power truly lies in the hands of the people, and their collective voice will shape the course of history. While the 2024 election is shaping up to be a two-horse race between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, the potential for third-party candidates to shake things up cannot be ignored. These candidates often bring fresh perspectives and new ideas to the table, challenging the status quo. In a closely contested election, even a small percentage of the vote can make a big difference. A few thousand votes in key swing states could alter the outcome dramatically. Several potential third-party candidates are waiting in the wings, each with their own unique appeal and base of support. From libertarians to Greens, these candidates represent a wide spectrum of political ideologies. Some are established political figures with a history of running for office. They bring experience and a loyal following that could sway undecided voters. Others are political newcomers hoping to capitalize on voter dissatisfaction with the two major parties. These fresh faces often attract younger voters and those disillusioned with traditional politics. The presence of third-party candidates could have a significant impact on the race. They can act as spoilers, drawing votes away from the major party candidates and potentially changing the dynamics of the election. They could siphon votes away from both Trump and Harris, potentially tilting the election in favor of one candidate or the other. This could lead to unexpected results and a more competitive race. They could also introduce new issues into the debate, forcing the major party candidates to address concerns they might otherwise ignore. Issues like climate change, electoral reform, and social justice could gain more attention. The wild card of third-party candidates adds an element of unpredictability to the 2024 race. Their influence can be felt in various ways, from campaign strategies to voter turnout. Will they play a decisive role, or will they fade into the background as the election heats up? Only time will tell. As the election season progresses, the impact of third-party candidates will become clearer, shaping the narrative and possibly the outcome of the race. Donald Trump's most potent weapon in the 2024 election is his base. These are the voters who propelled him to victory in 2016 and who have remained fiercely loyal throughout his presidency and beyond. They are drawn to his outsider status, his willingness to challenge the status quo, and his message of economic nationalism. Trump's base is largely white, working class, and concentrated in rural areas. They feel left behind by globalization and cultural change, and they see Trump as a fighter who understands their struggles. They are deeply distrustful of the media and the political establishment, and they are drawn to Trump's anti-establishment rhetoric. Trump has cultivated a deep bond with his base through rallies, social media, and his willingness to say what many of them are thinking but feel unable to say themselves. He has tapped into a vein of anger and resentment that runs deep in American society, and he has shown a remarkable ability to mobilize his supporters. Trump's base is a force to be reckoned with in the 2024 election. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your support helps us bring you more great content.